I'm not even an established YouTuber and I'm already tired of talking about Fortnite.
It's almost like how the media views PewDiePie. Subscribe to PewDiePie.
Because no matter how good or bad Fortnite actually is, we are so adamant about disliking it that we just, well, dislike it. Kind of like Adam Sandler movies. Well, I guess there's a better reason to dislike those. Why is Fortnite so heavily criticized? Is Fortnite actually a good game that is just getting a bad rap by a few YouTubers? Or is it truly as awful as people say it is, and people only follow it because of the trendy bandwagon? Today, I'll be analyzing the dynamic of Fortnite's reception and giving my personal assessment as to whether this reception is justified or uncalled for. So let's just jump into it. That was a terrible joke. It took me a fortnight to think of that one. Regardless of whether Epic Games wants to admit it or not, it owes a lot to its predecessor, PubG. PubG is also a battle royale game, wherein there's a circle of safety that shrinks as the storm surrounding it grows. Some people might be thinking, see, Fortnite copied PubG, you lame-o. And you know what, pal? You're absolutely right. Fortnite blatantly took key elements of PubG and implemented it in their game, almost obnoxiously so. This is one of the stepping stones that either entices fans or further annoys haters. Has Fortnite solely copied, improved upon, or ruined the already great experience of PubG? I think it's safe to say that Fortnite didn't solely copy PubG. They definitely added their own elements, such as the ability to build, the cartoonish aesthetic, a simpler weapon system, among other elements. Whether this improves upon PubG or doesn't is completely subjective, but the criticism that Fortnite is solely a copy is absurd. I could go on about the argument of how PubG is based on H1Z1, but I equally believe that PubG provided new elements unavailable in H1Z1. Additionally, Fortnite continuously develops new game mechanics that, while not necessarily beloved, are nonetheless defining additions to the game. It doesn't really matter though, because all of those games are complete rip-offs of Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts. God dang, look at how thick he is! Yeah, okay, anyway, back to Fortnite, yeah.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
A wise man once said, don't overhype stuff, it ruins the experience. Yeah, that sounds about right. The hype surrounding Fortnite is one of the most polarizing aspects to the game. Some people are more attracted to a game the more mainstream it is, while others tend to lose interest the more a game is hyped by its main audience. I'll be talking more about the audience later, but the main gripe I have with this logic is that it totally neglects the genuine merit, or lack thereof, the game itself. If you can determine your interest in a game by those around you, you're a mindless moron. People can influence your choice, sure, but if you only like or dislike a game because others like or dislike it, grow a pair. If someone tells you, oh dude, Fortnite is the best game ever, everyone's playing it, you'll love it, don't listen to them. If someone else says, oh, what kind of garbage is that? Everyone's playing that trash, there's no reason to play it, don't listen to them either. In conclusion, you shouldn't listen to people's unwarranted opinions about the hype of a game and whether that is a fact or quality. Unless that person is me, because I'm honest and will never let you down.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
The demographic of a game's fanbase is a key factor in determining people's interest in the game. Be it through gatekeeping or general toxicity, some fanbases make it very difficult for a person to enjoy the game. While Rick and Morty isn't necessarily a game, it is the best example of toxicity in a fanbase.
I'm Kendall Rick! What below the dum dum? I'm Kendall Rick! Say what's up! Say what's up! Say what's up!
It's very difficult to enjoy a product with so many people tarnishing its brand. Fortnite has since become a meme, as people love to hate on it simply because of the lower age demographic it has begun yielding. Similarly, this also means Fortnite has tapped into a financial powerhouse with the younger demographic, as they have what's known as FOMO, the fear of missing out. If young Billy's friends all play Fortnite and Billy doesn't, Billy feels left out and outcasted by his friends. This is also how Fortnite makes its money, because while the game itself is free, it sells outfits and emotes as almost a social product to flaunt. With this in mind, it is understandable to feel less attracted to Fortnite due to its younger demographic. However, in my point of view, if a game's good, a game's good. In fact, some people like Fortnite for its audience. I mean, I haven't found those people, but I'm sure they exist. YouTube, the pioneer of having people watch people do something they can do themselves. Apparently, that's entertaining. What's great about watching Let's Plays is that you identify with the person playing the game, and the gameplay is both a means to highlight the content creator's personality and a lively experience for those who won't buy the game for whatever reason. However, Twitch's rise in popularity in turn popularized live streaming Let's Plays, and in all honesty, some people don't really convey much of their personality when they're live. This isn't to say that they're necessarily bad, it's just to say that they're followed for a completely different reason. Sure, there are motive streamers here and there, but the main reason people watch these streamers is their skill. Excellent technique by a streamer either motivates the average person or drives them further away. It's natural to be motivated by those better than you, but why be driven away? Well, someone once said, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Who said that? Let me see. It was Mike Wazowski. Mike Wazowski. Ultimately, people might not want to develop if peak performance is such a far-fetched reality. I personally believe that's a terrible reason, as in the wise words of Voltaire, perfect is the enemy of good. Be the best you can be. I know it may sound redundant, but the main reason people choose to play a game is because they personally want to. Entertainment is a subjective experience, and even with as many criteria I may mention, someone might ultimately like or dislike a game because they simply like or dislike it. There is no reason to antagonize those that don't share your opinion, because in all honesty, everyone's opinion is unique.
That also means nobody's opinion matters because we're all sheep to the same AAA game industries that feed us the same game every year.